Everyone is busy with their smartphones. People are walking along while sending a message. They're standing in a queue whilst browsing their phone, or they're sitting with a friend whilst chatting online. In other words, we're multitasking. But how much are we actually accomplishing? According to world experts on divided attention, our brains are just not wired to multitask well. When people think they're multitasking, they're actually just switching from one task to another very rapidly. And every time they do, there's a cognitive cost in doing so. Now, the cognitive cost involves an increase in the production of the stress hormone, cortisol, as well as the fight or flight hormone, adrenaline, which then kind of overstimulates the brain, initiating a kind of daze-like trance. Now, I'm not saying you should never multitask. When the task is habitual, it's okay to multitask, right? You're in the kitchen, you're washing, you're cleaning, you're cooking. That's fine. No problem at all. But multitasking is hugely detrimental when you have a focused task to perform. Say you're working on a financial model and you get distracted by a ping on your smartphone. You glance at it, it's only a glance, but when you return to your financial model, you have to remember what you were doing before, and you have to remember what you thought about it. Now, the research shows that your performance drops. You're slower as a result of the task switching. Errors also start to creep in as the brain switches between tasks. So you end up spending more time switching and error correcting and less time solving what you set out to do. So all these interruptions then deplete our cognitive abilities and create a sense of urgency all the time. Now, as it is, leaders these days spend a lot of time managing information. They're communicating and they're controlling the flow of information. They're often sitting behind a desk, looking at dashboards in back-to-back meetings, pushing buttons on a keyboard. All of this is really the science of management. But managers aren't managing people as much. Leading employees with a vision, networking with others inside and outside the organization, nurturing and developing talent. This, if you like, is the art of management. Then there's the craft of management, the leader as a doer, rolling up their sleeves and getting involved in the delivery. Now, unfortunately, more and more leaders spend all their time on the science of management and neglect the art and the craft of management. The result? Well, it impacts the bottom line of the organization, as well as the personal well-being of the manager. But of course, it doesn't have to be that way.